Hello and welcome to the Power of Youth Plus. I'm your host Yang Xinmeng, and today we're coming to you from the vibrant campus of China-U.S. Petroleum in Beijing. It's a rainy day outside, but it hasn't stopped the excitement on campus as a group of students from the University of Tulsa is here, not only learning about Chinese culture, but living it. Now with a traditional festival season in the air, it's the perfect time to explore how culture is shared, celebrated, and reimagined by young people today. So, what does it feel like to step into someone else's world and maybe find a piece of your own in it? Let's find out. Joined by three of our amazing guests all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma. So guys, welcome. Why don't you say hi to our audience? All right, first of all, welcome to China. I know you've spent a few days in Beijing now. So what did you take part in and what stood out the most?
Today, the three of us, we went to a Chinese elementary school and we sat in on an English class. And so the kids were all super excited to meet us and see us. And it was just such a fun experience. It was totally awesome. Yeah.
And then after that, we went to a traditional Chinese hospital and they showed us some of the treatments they do there. They even performed them on us. I didn't do any personally, but some people got acupuncture. Some people made some traditional Chinese medicine, and we just learned a lot.
Yeah, I got acupuncture, and so did she.
How did it feel?
It felt like getting a shot a little bit, honestly, whenever it went in, but afterwards, no more pain. So
where did you have it?
On my back.
On
yeah.
your back.
Mm-hmm. I did my neck.
Your neck?
Mm-hmm. Just because. Well, we've been traveling so much the past few days and the bullet trains and, just going from plane to plane that I think we'll have a little bit of travel stiffness. So it felt really nice.
About your trip in China, is this your first time here?
It's my first time in China. It's my first time even in Asia.
Yeah, it's my first time as well.
I actually, I lived in China for 9 years when I was a kid, yeah. It's really nice to be back. It's been almost 10 years since I've been back. It's changed a lot.
Oh, wow, so you're like a pro here.
She's been translating for us.
Wow, you speak Chinese, right? Quite fluent. Well, that's not either. I can tell from your accent. Okay, so what was your expectation before you arrived?
I did a lot of research about China in the past year. I didn't know a ton about it before coming here, and so I really dove into the books and lectures, and we all were in the same class where we talked about just the culture of China. But China's really a place where you need to go and see it. And even just being here one day completely, I learned so much more than the books I've been reading for a whole year. Like just the hands-on experience, getting to see the cities, be with your people has just been so incredibly amazing.
I didn't expect the people to be so friendly, so talkative. I didn't expect, a lot of people in Beijing speak a lot of English, I'd say more so a little bit more than Shanghai, but on university, I went to play some soccer last night and just people in the university were playing soccer with us, so we spoke to them in English. I didn't think people watched basketball, but everybody has like a favorite team, which is kind of weird in the NBA. But yeah, people are just super friendly.
Tulsa, I know it's in the southern part of the U.S. and it's very well known for its oil, its music, its the Route 66.
Yes.
Quite unique vibe there. So if you were introducing Tulsa to someone here in Beijing, where would you start?
I'd say you should probably go visit some of the different areas, like the arts areas. There's a couple museums. There's the Philbrook Museum, and just going to the arts district. And there's really good food in Tulsa for it being kind of a smaller city in the U.S. But yeah.
Yeah, I think especially it's like a smaller city. Compared to most large cities in China. Like someone from Beijing would feel very enclosed in Tulsa probably, but I think people are very kind there, especially in the university campus. Everyone's really friendly. Everyone wants to talk, and it's just in the university especially, I felt very at home, very comfortable.
That was something that was really interesting too, is we were talking about how big this campus felt to us. We come from a smaller campus in the United States, and someone laughed and said that this is a bit of a smaller campus, even in Beijing, which I thought was absolutely insane. I mean, the buildings here are crazy, and coming from a smaller campus, we all know each other pretty well, but I love just how connected everyone still is on such a big campus like this.
Yeah, it's been 3 days since you've come to Beijing, right? So you've seen the campus a little. So how do you like compare the campus life, maybe the education method or like the student culture comparing with campus life in Tulsa?
I would say socially, it's incredibly active. I mean, even watching you play soccer the other day was so sweet. Like, students just came up to you and everyone was running around on the track and walking around and talking. But me and my friends were walking to go get food one day, and everyone was studying. Everyone was so incredibly focused. Even in the elementary school, everyone was so well behaved, like just very academic, which I really appreciated and I thought was very nice.
I think it's interesting because in China, from what I've seen recently, there's like the traditional aspect and the more modern aspect. But I think in places like Tulsa, it's more like the urban areas and the rural areas. There's a lot of like wildlife. You can go to like mountains, you can go hiking in a lot of places near Oklahoma. And then there's like the city life. And I think those are the two main areas.
I'm not sure if you've heard of it already, but you've come during the time of a traditional Chinese festival, the Dragon Boat Festival. Have you heard of it?
We learned about it in class.
Yeah. What's your impression? It's a quite old tradition in China, quite big festival.
I think in terms of the story of it, that, you know, they teach people about the emperor, that it was an emperor, yes.
It's a poet.
Yeah, that loved his place so much that, you know, he ended up killing himself because he didn't want to see it go to ruins, and so that's why you threw food in the water to protect his body. I think that it's so beautiful and symbolic, and I'm really glad that it's been preserved so well through so many generations, and we're really excited to learn more about it and really get a hands-on experience. I know that there's a lot of food involved with it, and I think we would all really like to try it.
Have you tried it before, Barbara? Zongzi.
I have not,
No. You will probably have the chance to try more here at the campus cafeteria. I'm sure they have that. Where did you learn about the tradition, the history, by the way? From research or back in
Our teacher.
from your class? Here or
Whenever we were back at Tulsa.
Before we came, she wanted to make sure we knew some about like the festivals and the traditions,
like
and this
some
is
of
one
the
of them.
Chinese culture 101?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was basically just like a culture class, and that's how we all met and decided to go on this trip.
How do you see young students here are connecting to the tradition? Do you have anything similar back home, or it's different?
That aspect of like young people staying rooted within their tradition is something very unique to China. There's probably aspects of it in American culture, but it's definitely much more prominent in Chinese culture.
I think in the U.S. there's a lot of different types of cultures that come together because it's so mixed. You know, that you get a lot of different festivals. Like, there's probably some people that celebrate Dragon Boat in the U.S., you know, among Chinese communities.
Yeah,
so.
I know there's Dragon Boat racing in the U.S.
And we have, on our campus even, we have a huge Chinese New Year celebration where everyone comes together and they do traditional dances and we get all the food. And that's something that I think is really interesting about the U.S. is it really is a melting pot. But here it's really nice to see such tradition has been rooted past so many generations.
Any apps, services, or experiences that made you go, okay, that's quite impressive?
I was incredibly impressed with Alipay. I think we can't use Face ID obviously, but that is just a technological advancement that is beyond impressive that China was able to figure out. But the way that you can just scan something so quick and everything is in one place and it's incredibly safe has been really, really useful for us as foreigners, and the way that it's converted back to our money, very, very helpful. So China definitely is making it very accessible for people to come and travel to them, which we really appreciate.
I think like the university here has like facial scanners for students, and I just really like how they integrate the technology to make everything more convenient and faster so that it's safer, yeah. And it's just, you can spend more time doing things that actually matter instead of having to like wait to get checked or like have to like count your money, you know, it's just faster and you can spend more time doing other things. I think it's really cool.
I think the coolest experience was definitely going on the bullet train from Shanghai to Beijing. Yeah.
How long does it take?
6 hours.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
5. It depends because there are different bullet trains, express ones and regular ones from 5 to 6 hours. So how did you feel? Did you try any food ordering in a train?
One of our classmates tried to do it, but he wasn't able to figure it out. We'll try to do it on the way back.
Yeah. You're going to
Xi'an,
or Shanghai again?
We're going back to Shanghai to go back to China.
Definitely make sure you try that. Okay, and I think there are probably a lot of talk on trade and tariffs in both countries, so it's quite big. Now that you've seen life on the ground, so did you notice anything different?
I would say, I mean, I've read so much about it in the news. I'm a political science major, so this is what I study, and you really, to figure things out, you have to go to the place and really see it for yourself. I think that media can exaggerate things so much, and it's been really nice to be able to talk to people in real life, see what their opinions on it are, go to a shopping mall, kind of see in real life what are these prices, what is happening, how can we kind of bring this back to the US and fix this issue. That has been the biggest thing to me. I mean, you can read about it as much as you can, but being able to really see it in person has completely changed my perspective on the whole issue. We had a tour guide that talked a lot about prices, you know, how much it costs to live here, and we were all incredibly shocked with how cheap that it was to us. But then you go to the stores and you see that things here that we buy in the US are incredibly expensive, and then we go back to the US and it's the exact same problem. So that part of the media has been more accurate, I think, than I thought that it would have been.
I think 7 of us, we all ate a full meal for like $3 per person, which is incredibly cheap in the US. That is incredibly cheap.
And it's so fresh here too. I mean, it was meat and it was veggies and it was so home style and just nice. So, yeah.
Is there anything that you really want to take back with you to Tulsa, to the United States?
I think that you can't take a part of this place back. I mean, the memories that we're making right now are talking to local citizens and, you know, seeing what's going on the bullet train. So this is definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you have to see to really appreciate.
What do you think young people from both countries can learn from each other after this trip?
I mean, cultural exchange is the best way to foster international relationships. It helps so that we can understand each other. We can put a face to something that's in the media, and being out here, seeing students that are our age have the same likes. I mean, you had a conversation with someone about basketball teams that you would have never thought would have been able to happen if you didn't physically come here. So I just think that everyone should travel as much as they can and travel to places that make you nervous. I didn't know a lot about China before coming here, and that's why I researched, but then you have to push yourself to go outside, to meet new people, to see new places.
What was your story with the basketball team?
It actually happened twice. Like whenever we were in Shanghai, the guy told us that he was a Nuggets fan, which you gotta be OKC. I think that's one thing that people can take away is you gotta be a Thunder fan. I think that people could take that away from this interview. But also whenever I was playing soccer, we were exchanging, obviously like we were playing soccer, so we were both into sports. We were talking about soccer teams that we both like, and they brought up basketball, and everybody exchanged what teams they like. It was just very interesting to hear about. So, yeah.
Even how hospitable everyone here has been to us. We're really excited for the students who live at this university to come back to Tulsa, and we're going to give them the same experience, you know, and hope that they have a great time in the U.S.
Like being a foreign student, I definitely, when I go back to Tulsa, I'm going to want to get more involved in foreign exchange programs and like hosting students that go there.
I'm so excited to see if any of the people that we met on this trip will be coming to Tulsa. I think because, you know, they've gotten to spend so much time showing us their home. We want to share a little bit of ours now.
I think it's really fun, and like, especially on like this campus at CUPB, it's like you'll talk to any student, and after like a 3-minute conversation, they'll be like, oh, what's your WeChat? And it's like, they're just so excited to keep like talking with you. And it's like, I feel the same way. It's like, yeah, I just want to give my WeChat to everyone. I want to make all these friends and like stay in touch. It's been really, really nice.
Do you have WeChat?
We do.
We all do, yeah.
Already, yeah. Do you have any new contacts with?
We do. Even the kids at the school who were so young wanted to talk to us more, and so they gave us WeChat. And like you said, strangers on the street, you meet them after 5 minutes and they're not a stranger anymore. Like, that is a new connection that we will cherish forever.
I think I have like 10 people's WeChats on already. So.
Like we said, we're encouraging the students here to come to our home so that we can show them the same hospitality. And I think that when we go back home, we're going to encourage so many other students to come to this university and see China for themselves. So really just one by one, kind of changing people's perspective on the world can 100% be done through exchanges like this.
Yeah, and just coming at every conversation with open-mindedness and hospitality, those are two of the most impressive things I think I've seen in China, is just how open-minded people are, you know, how positive, and how they just, it's very easy to talk to people and learn more about each other here. So it's very impressive.
We love seeing the buildings and the temples and the history, but being with the people that you're here for has just been the best way for us to learn the language, kind of see more of China. So I would definitely say just going outside and meeting locals has been the best part of my trip.
I definitely agree with that. I would definitely say like my conversations with the people I've had here, just like the time I've spent together, like I think it was our first day here after our opening ceremony. We were in like the central square of the university, and there was a group of people playing jianzi. And so they just invited us over. We like made a circle and we just played for like 30 minutes. We were sweating. And at the end, it was just so fun. And
It's pretty hot.
yeah. But I think experiences like that, just like actual connection with people. I think you can tell how much people are eager to share their culture, and it's just one of my favorite parts of being in China. It's just everyone wants to share with you, and it's so interesting.
I think because there's been free time in our schedules, I think it's been designed very well. I wouldn't have been able to go to that soccer game if I hadn't met people and they told me about it, you know. So that was something that I sought out myself and told people about, and you know, I was able to get to go do that because I had the free time, you know. So.
Okay, so you know, cultural exchange isn't just about seeing something new. It's more about feeling something shift. So thank you so much, all of you, for sharing your stories and for reminding us how even brief encounter can have a lasting impact. Well, thank you so much for watching. This is Power of Youth Plus. I'm Yang Xinmeng, and see you next time.